Hi, we were on a cruise out of Southampton on the Sky Princess. And because we had never been to England before, we decided to come in a couple days early to explore. Plus, we did not want to get on the cruise with jet lag. And we also wanted to make sure we made our cruise in case there were flight delays or anything, which is always advisable. We did have a great time getting around London and also found a really great restaurant with the best burger and coleslaw that we had ever had. So come along as I take you on our little mini whirlwind tour of London. We are sail away with Bruce and Eileen, a retired couple that loves to cruise. Come with us as we travel the seas and explore new sights and destinations. We are all packed and ready for our first ever trip to London. We were so excited to be finally on our way. We left Chicago on American Airlines. We had seats in the main cabin, and we did have advanced seat assignments and were able to check a bag for free. Our flight left O'Hare at 8:30 p.m. and arrived 8 hours later at 10:30 a.m. in Heathrow. Between a meal, a movie, and a couple hours of a cat napping, we were able to arrive at our destination somewhat rested. Going through immigrations was super easy, and there were no long lines when we were there. We had gotten the ETA, or Electronic Travel Authorization, which is now required to travel to London, a month ahead of time, and it is simply attached to your passport. So all that was needed was a scan of our passport, and we were good to go and collect our luggage. A very helpful Londoner, seeing that we were looking around, then directed us to the bus station at the terminal, where we took a National Express bus to Victoria Station. We selected a bus transfer because we wanted to see some of the sights as we went into London. The bus ride was a little over an hour, and we were glad to finally arrive at Victoria Station. Luckily, our hotel was only a 6-minute walk away. After dropping our luggage off at the Comfort Inn, Victoria, we decided to explore the surrounding area. One thing that gave us a chuckle right away were all the signs painted on the streets to look right, look left, and look both ways. A very necessary safety precaution, especially for visitors from the States and the continent. There were once almost 100,000 of these red telephone boxes in England, but now there's only about 3,000 left. So we were really excited to come across one that we could take a picture of. Buckingham Palace was only a 17-minute walk from the hotel. We found our way there by simply using the map program on our phone. We enjoyed seeing the palace and Queen Victoria's memorial. Unfortunately, we missed the changing of the guard, which took place at 11 in the morning. Buckingham Palace's staterooms are only open when the king is not in residence from July through September, so be sure to check the schedule in advance. Directly adjacent to Buckingham Palace is the Green Park. It's one of London's 8 royal parks, covering about 40 acres of grassland and mature trees. It's part of a continuous chain of green spaces in Westminster. It includes St. James Park and Hyde Park. On our way back to our hotel, we stopped by Westminster Cathedral, a beautiful building and the largest Catholic church in England. Back at the hotel, we got settled in and got ready to go out for dinner. We picked this hotel because of its central location close to the bus station and underground, which would make it really easy for us to get around. This hotel has only 50 rooms, and it is quite quaint. Located in a charming, renovated Georgian building in Westminster, it was close to many sites within walking distance. Our room was modest but serviceable, and it did did meet our needs. There were USB ports right by our bedside, which I really appreciated. And of course, there was the English kettle, where you could make tea or coffee. There was a decent bathroom and a shower with shower gel and shampoo. For dinner, we went to St. George's Tavern, which was just across the street from our hotel. I had my first taste of cider, which I grew to love. Bruce had an ale, and of course, we had to have fish and chips. The fish and chips was served with a side of mushy peas, which is a British traditional dish. The next morning, we opted to eat at a local pastry shop called Buns from Home. They had glorious-looking pastries and delicious coffee. We decided to try the Underground for our day's adventures, as we had heard it was one of the most fast, easy, and economical ways to travel, and would take us everywhere we wanted to go in London. Payment is contactless with your credit card. All you need to do is tap as you enter and as you depart. We ended up traveling all day for just under $12 per person. Our first destination was London Sky Garden, a 3-story glass dome perched on top of a skyscraper. The lines were long when we got there, but we had booked a time slot 3 weeks in advance and were able to take an elevator to the top with little wait. Being on the 43rd floor of the walkie-talkie building, the Sky Garden is London's tallest public garden. The main reason to visit the Sky Garden for us, though, was the fantastic views of the London skyline. I love that there was text written right on the glass that identified what you were looking at. There were 360 degrees that you could walk around to observe all the sights of London. It was wonderful and gave you a real feel for the city. After leaving the Sky Garden, we decided once again to hop on the Underground and go to visit the Covent Garden area. The markets of Covent Garden were a shopper's paradise, offering a range of unique handmade crafts and goods. We enjoyed looking around at all the shops and eateries, and I even found a few good deals for myself. After Covent Garden, we decided to continue our adventures at the Camden Market, but we were very hungry by this time and kept our eyes out for some place to pick up a bite to eat before getting on the Underground again. We decided on a little place called Honest Burgers, and boy, were we impressed. We found out Honest Burgers is a British casual chain, making their own burgers from scratch in their own butchery. I got a chicken pesto burger. Oh my gosh, it was so good. With basil pesto, brown butter mustard mayo, and Bruce got their burger. The coleslaw was outstanding. I don't know what they put on it, but it's yummy. And the rosemary salted fries, yum. Our last stop of the day was at Camden Market's Holly Wharf. It was home to plenty of covered food courts and retailers and is right on the edge of Regent's Canal. After a long day of sightseeing, we returned to St. George's Tavern for a farewell drink. I ordered a large cider, and whoa, it was huge! And Bruce got his ale. We also had a light snack because we had that big yummy lunch at Honest Burger. A fitting farewell to our stay in London. The next morning, with our bags all packed, we headed to the Victoria Station bus terminal to pick up our National Express bus to head to Southampton for the next big adventure, a 2-week cruise to Norway. We hope you enjoyed this video. 2 nights was definitely only enough time to give us a little taste of London and excite us about coming back another time for a much longer visit. It was just so fun getting around, and we really enjoyed ourselves. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to our channel. We'll also put a link to our video with all our tips and the applications we used to plan our trip. I'll put it in the comments below.